Welcome to Pine Tree State Restorations. What we have here today is a 1980s EXCAM TA-38 special double barrel Derringer. Now this one needs quite a bit of work. I soda blasted the frame. Paint was horrible on it. I put two brand new firing pins in it. Okay. Those are usually the first to go on these. All right. And then the star right here, this little star. Grab my screwdriver. That's called a star. That's what I call it. But it's a hammer selector. And that was broken in half. That selects which barrel the hammer strikes, the upper or lower. Every time you cock the gun, this rotates, moves the hammer selector on the hammer to the up or down barrel. And the cycle repeats itself every time you cock the gun. Here's the hammer selector star spring that rides in here. You pull the hammer back, this rotates, selects a different barrel every time you cock the gun. I bought this gun at a flea market for $25, and the only barrel that shot was the lower barrel because the star was broken in half, firing pins were mashed up, it had a bad barrel catch right here. It just had a lot of problems, and someone had painted it with some ugly spray paint. Here's the barrel right here. We're going to polish the barrels to chrome. I'm going to leave the frame in a natural color like that. Of course, I got to clean up these fake imitation ivory grips. They got to be cleaned all up. And then I'll probably shoot 38 long cold in it instead of 38 special because these guns, they get beat up. You shoot hot loads in them, you just tear them up. So it's a cool little gun made in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s by a company called EXCAM. And they were imported to Hialeah, Florida. And they were made in Germany. Pretty sure they were made in Germany. And they're called, this is a TA-38. And I believe it's the only one they made. They might have made other guns, but I think this is the only Derringer, Remington style Derringer they made in 38 special. It's a cool little backup gun. It's a fun little gun, but when you buy these, you got to watch out because they have a ton of issues. Usually, there's lots of things you got to do, like all these little parts. I'm going to stone all the burrs off, polish all the surfaces. The hammer pin right here that is the main spring for the hammer, that's usually messed up on the end. You got to put this in a drill press, turn this, not turn it, but polish that tip back up because that sits inside the hammer here in that hole. And that, if you get all of the parts cleaned up, stoned, polished, don't remove any metal really, just get it all cleaned up and polished, take all the burrs off, and it's lubed correctly, the action works beautiful. If you don't have all the burrs off and you don't have it lubed correctly, it's going to be hard on the gun and it's going to be hard to pull the trigger, and the trigger pull is going to be immense and it's not going to work very good. So it's kind of a tinker gun if you have it all dialed in. It's not a gun you want to shoot every day. It's a deep concealment backup gun, so you want to get it in tip-top condition. Shoot it a couple of times. Look at the primer indentation. Make sure you're getting a good primer strike. Clean the barrels. Put 2 new bullets in it. Put it away and save it for that rainy day. Thank you for watching Pine Tree State Restorations. We will be back here shortly with a YouTube short on machines that I restore at work, giant machines I restore at work. And we'll be back when the EXCAM TA-38 is all back together and shooting. Thanks again for watching and have a great weekend.